back to my channel with Iknoor. Read with Iknoor. So today I'm going to read this book, The Kid Who Came from Space. So let me check which chapter should I read. Chapter 8 is done. One sec. Okay, where is Chapter 11 was all done. Chapter 12 and 13 were also done. And now the chapter 14. Fourth. Okay, the chapter 14. This next bit is super sad. I'm just saying that to warn you because there's almost nothing worse than reading about someone else's agony. Dad, Mom and Gran were in total terror about Tammy that night as Christmas Eve tipped over into Christmas Day and all the usual celebration stopped. I don't think anybody slept much. By 2 a.m. more police had arrived from exam. By the time it was light, which was about 8 o'clock, a huge group of people had gathered in the car park of the Steingasse and were being coordinated by a police inspector in uniform and a man from Northumberland National Park Mountain Rescue, who had turned up with 12 volunteers. They had all come out to help on a Christmas Day morning. There was a mountain rescue Land Rover full of equipment. The Geoff were there as well, and Sheba was snarling at the three well-behaved mountain rescue collies in high-waist jackets. At one point, the permanent hubbub of the bar room died down completely, and there was a silence eventually broken by the pealing of little villagers sorry. I thought about the vicar, Father Nick, looking out over in the empty pews and wondering why nobody had turned up. In fact, I saw him later. He had taken his visor gear off and cancelled services in 3 other churches that goes so he could join the search. The morning and the afternoon passed in a confused mashup that combined periods of hope and activity. In the mid-morning, we all spread out on the top moor and trudged towards the snow and with whistles and torches. Iggy joined us and Gran in her winter running gear, and Cora. In fact, I think almost everyone in the village was involved in one way or another. Okay. They were kind, didn't intrude when Ma'am was crying and told me, "Don't worry, son, we'll find her." The TV in the bar was turned off because virtually every channel was showing jolly Christmas stuff and nobody felt like it. The weather on the moor had worsened overnight. It had started to snow again, and everybody knew that was not a good thing. If Tammy had somehow wandered off, then she was not well equipped for a freezing night in the hills, even with her new puffer jacket. That, however, was not the worst of our fears. There were worse options that nobody wanted to say out loud. in case saying them out loud would somebody make them come true. The afternoon when we would normally be watching a funny show and eating sweets suddenly looked like the saddest, most pointless things in the world. We looked out the window, which Tammy had sprayed big snow a couple of weeks later, and we watched the people who run out sailing school on the other side of the reservoir pulled into the driveway with a small boat on a trailer with an outboard engine. We knew what that meant. We knew it meant there was a possibility that Tammy had entered the water and not come out again drowned. In other words, nobody needed to say anything, but when Ma'am collapsed in sobs, I did too, while Gran sat beside us and stared straight ahead, shaking her head sadly. They're shepherds, huts up on the moon, said Gran eventually. They're a bit further from where we searched, perhaps, Tammy. The Natras boys have been there already on their quad bikes, said Ma'am flatly. I thought it was the most likely thing to do, but I could hardly bear to imagine it. Was that Tammy had been kidnapped? But why? I could not work it out. I don't think Ma'am could either. Hours passed. The mountain rescue teams returned. The police continued to make inquiries and more police cars arrived and a police ran over. An ambulance turned up in case they found Tammy and she needed treatment. Christmas Day stretched into a long evening. Dad came back with some of the people from Mountain Rescue and poured them all whiskeys at the bar to warm them up. He had one himself, then another and another. When it got late, some people drifted back to their house and their elderly relatives and their ruined Christmas dinners, and the little children who had not been told what happened so as to not spoil their day. And that day sort of stumbled into the next day. I found myself playing a part in a drama that I have seen enacted before on TV. Only this time it was real. The pub turned into an HQ. There were comebacks. Tammy hosted printed up every week. Calgary to Newcastle. Ted from the B&B B&B, whose brother was a printer in Hexham, got a load of t-shirts made amazingly fast with Tammy's face on them, and people wore them over their thick fleece when we held a vigil outside the church. Tail lights spelled out Tammy on the ground, and people bought flowers and cuddly toys. The older kids from the school taxi bus started singing Tammy's favorite Christmas song, and only by a singer called Fennel who died years ago. It should be a funny song whose goes like this. Do the chicken hop. Da, dance like you can't stop. Do, the chicken hop this Christmas. For the next joined in, but it sounded completely wrong. Even without the silly action that go with it, I could sing along with them because I was too sad to sing a happy song, so I just stood and watched, massively aware that everyone was looking at me but trying to look as though they weren't. Soon, soon, it felt like a decade. 4 astonishing days had gone past and Tammy is still missing. And still, I felt deep inside me, so deep inside me that I couldn't know if the feeling was real that Tammy was alive somewhere. Then 4 days into our ordeal, Iggy Fox Templeton came to the door with his fishing rod, trying to be normal, and everything got even less normal, which, if that even was possible, for that when we met Helion, the strange smelly creature who she knew where Tammy was and that we had tell no one. I wasn't sure what to do. I'm not sure you have been either. Okay, so this was the video. I hope you liked my video. So bye! Subscribe my channel and like this video also, and please follow me on Facebook also. Okay, bye!